I'm here again with Gary Fraley, founder and owner of the Fraley and Fraley Law Firm. Today I want to talk a little bit about common mistakes people make before they come and get information about bankruptcy. I know you have a web book. Can you tell us a little bit about the web book?
Yes. On my website I have an ebook called 48 Do's and Don'ts When Considering Bankruptcy. The first thing I would tell them is go download that, read it, because it will save them thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in mistakes, and it may be the difference between whether or not they can file a straight bankruptcy, or they can file a reorganization, or be forced to file a reorganization.
Well, let's talk about a couple of the most common, your favorite mistakes, if you will. Let's talk about things you see all the time that people do that maybe they don't realize are the wrong things to do.
Well, the first thing that they need to do is, if there's any question about anything, if they're having problems with debt, what they need to do is immediately get in and see the attorney. The average client is 1 to 2 years late in coming in and has made a ton of mistakes out there, some of which we can rectify and some of them we can't.
So when they come in to see you, does that mean they've decided to file bankruptcy, or do you consider it more of a planning and information gathering system?
Filing bankruptcy is not the issue. This is about getting the information out, looking at their situation, explaining their options, and helping them to get the result that they need. And understand, bankruptcy itself is nothing but a box of tools. And you use those tools as appropriate. And there's other tools out there, timing, movement of funds, converting of assets that are not protected to something that can be protected.
So tell us about one of the more common don'ts. What's a mistake people make? Not something they haven't done, but something that they do that they shouldn't have done.
Don't pay relatives and friends money. That is very common. People say, oh my gosh, I can't pay my bills. Well, I'll pay mom and get her off. The problem is the trustee in a bankruptcy is going to go to mom and say, give me all that money back for the last year, and perhaps, if they're looking correctly, as high as 2 years they can go back. If they've done that, the first thing I want to know is whether or not they have, and then we'll discuss how to deal with it to fix the problem, because oftentimes it is a problem that can be fixed.
Okay, so it's not something that's the end of the world if they've done it, but they'd be better off not doing it to begin with.
Don't do it to begin with. If they have done it, tell me, because I can probably fix the situation and still get mom, or whoever it is, their money.
So tell us about another common mistake that you see from time to time.
Another common mistake is drawing down from retirements, drawing out their 401ks, their IRAs, and using that money to pay creditors and still ending up in our office. The key here is, don't take away from your future to pay your past. Come in, we'll discuss it. If it makes sense, we'll recommend it. If it doesn't make sense, don't throw your future away.
Now that money, the retirement funds you're referring to, are those typically protected in bankruptcy, or are they an asset we need to worry about?
They're protected unless you take that money out. And then it becomes unprotected. A trustee can take it away from you. So we don't want them to touch that money without first having a conversation about what the best road is. You don't win a chess game by moving your first pawn out there. You win it by knowing how to checkmate the king in the other side. And that takes planning, it takes timing. And the sooner we start that type of planning, the better off the client's going to be. They don't have to file bankruptcy. They're not going to be pressured to do anything. Nobody's going to shove a contract under their nose. They're going to get the information so that they know how to fix problems even before they give us any money.
Okay, so the ebook you said is available on your website. How can folks get a hold of you if they have other questions?
Well, if they go to the website, like I say, they can download the ebook. Once they've done that, they can call in and set up an appointment, and we'll sit down and go over this stuff. The last thing I want is a client that's afraid to see the lawyer. There's no reason to be afraid. This person is on your side and is going to help you make the decisions. Just asking questions without knowing the situation is not going to give good advice. It's impossible to give good advice.
All right, well, thank you very much for talking with us. We'll make the link to the ebook available on the website so folks can find out more. And thank you again for your time.
Thank you.